On this week's episode of According to Me and Bunny, we fire up the BS translator machine. We got some results we got to play when it comes to Trumpy the Clown. Now that she's back, Sam gets on a radio soapbox and wants to share with you her thoughts and updates on Planned Parenthood. Plus, we got top 5 douchebags, the asset of the week. But we start with news that I feel is important. The renaming of a mountain and why I think it's a good idea. That's now on According to Me and Bunny. Here's the story of Polita Bunny. Annoying liberals on Twitter was her goal. She had a radio show, and it was badass, with lots of fans and lots of trolls.
Here's the story of a guy named Jason, who had an awesome internet talk show of his own. There were lots of voices on the air together, but he did it all alone. Then one day Barney messaged him on Facebook, and they knew the NSA would be appalled that these two would do a show together. And now you're about to hear what it is called
According to Me
and Bunny.
According to Me
and Bunny. This is the theme song for According to Me and Bunny.
Welcome, folks, to the show! Better late than never. It's According to Me and Bunny. Barack Obama, Mitch McConnell, and, this is confirmed, Donald Trump's second most hated internet radio program. The 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes. And during those next 60 minutes, sit back, be prepared to be informed, entertained, and possibly offended along the way. I'm glad that you guys are here. Thanks for hanging out with us out in the chat room. Thanks for being troopers while we had a little technical difficulties in the beginning of the show, but let's just pretend none of that happened, because I'm your host, Jason E. Wilkins, and by my side, once again, my co-host extraordinaire, the Polita Bunny herself. Polita Bunny, foo-foo, hopping through the internet, scooping up some liberals and bopping them on that. Polita Bunny is here, Sam. I hope you can be heard. Good evening.
Can I be heard? Am I heard? Hello, am I heard? You know, Stafford's been hollering at me in our chat that my adjust thingy might be on, and it was.
Oh, for God's sake, this whole time?
And I don't know. I'm not from here. What do I know? And, you know, you totally screwed up the whole title thing. Remember, I told you it's now Bunny and Me.
Oh, yeah, see, that's the thing that you put on Twitter, and let me just throw this out there right now, because we talked before the show. You wanted to start the show off talking about Planned Parenthood. Now that your soapbox is back, you got some things you got to say, get off your chest, and I get all that, but two can play that game. If you're going to change the name of the show, well, I'm going to change the first topic of the week, okay? And I feel, let me guess, Sam, you're one of these folks who is up in arms and outrage over Barack Obama changing the name of a mountain. Let me guess. Is that you?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm up in arms about it. I mean, I think most everything he does is stupid. But, I mean, you know, people in Alaska have wanted to change the name for years. So, I don't know. I guess I'm up in arms because he sucks in general.
Well, I normally would agree. But here's the thing. I give him major props and major credit for this. And let me tell you why.
You give him props?
Yes, listen, let me explain.
Are you on crack? Okay.
No, listen. The guy has been the president for 6.5, 7. I don't even know how long. He can't end soon enough. Way too long. You're right. And during this entire time, his defenders, the media, quite frankly, the most of America, quite frankly, is in a state of this. And for him to have the courage, quite frankly, to name a mountain and change the name from Mount McKinley to Mount Denial, I think pays real homage to the state of America right now. And I think it's brave.
No, wait, what did you say?
He changed it from McKinley to Denial.
To Denial?
Yes.
Are you sure? It's Denial?
Yeah, hold on, let me check my Twitter timeline. It was trending Sunday. I saw it, and
It's trending.
Yeah, it was a hashtag and everything. And I was watching baseball on Sunday night. I'm going through my phone on Twitter, and a hashtag denial, and it's talking about changing the name of a mountain and all that stuff.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Let me spell it.
Spell it. How is it spelled, Jason?
Hashtag DENALI.
Yeah.
What's that? Denali?
Denali. What is denial? Really? Are you? Yay.
Oh.
Dude.
Well, that explains it then. Why the hell would you change it to Denali?
You gotta be on Twitter more, dude.
I thought it was denial. It made total sense to me based on, his entire administration is in a state of denial. I thought it was fitting. I was like, hey, you got some balls, dude. Props to you, but...
No, let's not ever mention Obama's balls on this show again, okay? Can we make that a rule on the show?
We can make that a rule. Well, depending. I can't go that far to say that. Speaking of balls, a lot of you have mentioned that you're listening naked this evening, and that's a good thing. So anyway.
Let's not encourage it, because what's going to happen is someone's going to send me a picture. Hey, look, Bunny, no pants. Watch this. Woo!
I'm guessing Joe Biden is one of them, correct?
Oh, God, let's hope he's not. Hey, Bunny.
So since it's according to Bunny and me this week, let's get a little serious to start the show here, and let's talk Planned Parenthood. Let's talk what's going on, the changes that are happening every single day, it seems, and really the state of what's going on. And I know in your absence, when this really, really hit, part of why I love what I do, and part of the reason why I know you love what you do, is it gives us a forum. It gives us a way to be able to talk to people that are like minds or not like minds, and get things off of our chest and try to educate and inform and entertain and do all of those things. And you had months in which you weren't able to do that. And this is something that really kind of hits home to you and kind of hits home to me as well, but for different reasons. But Sam, give us an update on what's going on in the state of Planned Parenthood and just your overall thoughts on the whole thing, because I think a lot of the audience needs to play catch up on that, and there's no better person to do that than you.
Yeah, because I rail on these people constantly. It was really hard not being on the air when the Center for Medical Progress, all those videos started breaking, and there were the videos about, oh, look, it's a baby, it's another boy, and the idiot hyena, one who wanted a Lamborghini for baby parts, and it's been really hard not being able to get on the air and just go off on these people. And I've really taken it to them in social media. I go after their 501c4 every day. That's PPACT, because Planned Parenthood itself blocked me. Their global office blocked me. Several state groups blocked me. Their black community blocked me. And what's really sad about, probably 20 of their affiliates and the idiots have blocked me. And I swear to you, I know I have a reputation of being an asshole, but I have not done anything that's really trolling. I am consistent, and I will go in and I will find their tweets and I will correct them. When they swear they provide health care, yet they don't cover any of the 5 vital organs of our systems, I call bullshit. But I'm not out there threatening. I'm not harassing. I'm just correcting them in their rhetoric, because it so infuriates me that they can go online and be smug and be snarky and act like they're the ones fighting the good fight when they are the ones killing, butchering, and selling fucking babies. And it has sat with me, and it has infuriated me for months, and I've been sitting waiting to go off. And, of course, I drop an F-bomb. Sorry, folks, if you have kids listening. But, it is just one of those things that is beyond... It's beyond reality that this is acceptable and that there are people advocating for this. And the saddest thing of all is we have a majority in the Senate, we have a majority in the House, and these dummies can't defund them. How does that happen? McConnell comes out and says, well, we aren't going to be able to do that because Obama will just veto us. I want to kick him in the balls. That makes me insane. Make Obama veto it. Make him the bad guy. Say, hey, look, he was willing to veto the bill and fund the baby killers. We tried. We tried to take money out of their hands, and he kept us from doing it. But they won't do that. Jason, I don't understand. I don't understand how, as Republicans, how they can have a majority and this is not being defunded.
Because they simply don't care, Sam. I mean, let me take that back. They do. The thing that they lack is courage, and the thing they lack is conviction. And the problem is, like this or not, the Republican Party is still hellbound on not having the perception of the old, crusty, hateful white guys. And so they're so concerned about what optics look like that they don't want to seem like they are ripping the uterus out of a woman by not funding Planned Parenthood. So it's just easier to just sit back and say, what do you want us to do? And I'm not advocating for it. In fact, little hint, my asshat of the week will touch exactly on this issue because I've had enough. And for those of you who've listened to me for quite some time, and I know Bunny's the same way, we have as much disdain for the GOP as we do the left. On almost, in fact, sometimes more, because at least typically the left is more transparent about who they are. The GOP wraps themselves up in red, white, and blue and patriotism and conservative values, and in the end, they're spineless.
When we come out and we say, these guys suck, then we get said, well, that's why we need Trump, because he's not like that. So it's like, we have a problem with our establishment, and their answer is a bigger establishment. And that makes me insane. I saw a tweet from someone, and God, I wish I was as smart. It's Will Anton, and he said, you know what? Just because I'm anti-establishment doesn't mean I'm pro-Trump. I can be anti both of them because they both suck. But when we start saying, GOP has a problem, how dare we admit that these schmucks have a problem? Because, well, Trump is the answer. Don't you know that, Bunny? Trump is anti-establishment. He's anti-politician. He is the biggest fraud and phony on the planet, but they're using him as the anti-establishment. I am pulling my hair out between him and Planned Parenthood.
Well, we'll talk more Trumpy the Clown later on in the show, but I wanted to talk about... This is something that we've talked about even as a group, the Politainment Gang. There's my buddy Paul and Angie and Daniel Stafford. I believe no matter how evil you think this is, no matter how awful you think this is, you need to see it. You have to see it. And I know that it's real quick to be able to say, well, I don't need to look at evil to see what it is. I don't need to see it to know that it's bad. I don't disagree with that. But the reality is, had we as Americans been able to see without turning a blind eye to the gas chambers in Nazi Germany, it would have put it into a little bit different of a perspective than going, yeah, I hear they're doing bad stuff to Jews. And it's not just about winning the minds and changing the minds and hearts of those on the fence in regards to this issue. I don't know how you can see an 18-week-old fetus out of the womb on a table in a Pyrex dish with its heart beating and support Planned Parenthood and support abortion and still say, yeah, that's just a bunch of cells. I don't understand how you can have that conversation logically with me. Do not give me the line that it's just a bunch of cells, it's not a life. Just have the courage to say, yeah, I know it's a life, and I don't care. Have the balls to say that, but you don't. So you cloak yourself around women's rights. You cloak yourself around it's about contraception and women's medical needs when it's really about nothing more than a baby death camp. And that's what it is.
Well, but what they'll tell you then is they'll say, oh, those videos were edited. That group that Planned Parenthood hired and paid a bunch of money that worked for the Democrats and Obama, they totally said these videos are edited. But what kills you is they've admitted from the get-go. Yeah, the videos are edited. We took out the bathroom breaks and the breaks, and we took out things that were not pertinent to what's going on. But if you want to watch the bathroom breaks, you can go sit and watch 3 hours of video. And they keep acting like that's not out there. So, you could say to your blue in the face, hey, there's a baby here. We see the heart beating, and we know that they're letting babies be born alive and die so they can give them away intact so they can sell them. You can say that, and they're like, well, the videos are edited, so we don't care. Abortion's legal. I mean, that's what it becomes.
But
every time.
Aren't the left the ones who are obsessed with documentaries in the first place? Aren't they obsessed with, well, this is the truth. Look at Super Size Me. Look at all of these food police frickin' Netflix videos you can watch of the real story behind food. Those are edited like crazy, but people treat that as gospel. So let me get this straight. I mean, what is it supposed to be? Just raw footage of everything you ever watch? Otherwise, it's not true.
You know what? And it's like the same people. You know, the animal rights people are like, the best way to catch these bastards is to go in and they don't know you're filming. But they'll support that. But oh no, don't pick on Planned Parenthood. It's women's health care. And this, as a woman, it's so insulting. And I don't understand how along the way someone somehow convinced women that killing the unborn out of convenience makes us somehow empowered. That not embracing what makes us women, and I'm sorry, feminists, we have the beautiful gift of nurturing and creating life. That is something that women have that men do not. That's what makes women strong, is our ability to nurture, our ability to create life, our ability to protect life. That is what makes women strong. Not, well, I screwed around, I shouldn't have had sex with this guy, and I've decided I'm going to abort the baby. That is not empowered. That is weak and cowardly. So as a woman, I don't know how we go and we fix this so that this younger generation isn't like, yeah, my body, my rights, and how to make them understand that that is so backward, that we don't care about your body. Do whatever you want to your body. It was like there was a feminist in my TL yesterday, and she's all, my body, my choice. And I'm like, you know what, bitch, abort yourself. I really don't care. Go ahead, it's your body, abort it, but the other one's not yours. You don't get to abort the baby. You can do whatever you want with yours, but it's not it's not your choice anymore. You made the choice when you got pregnant. You made the choice when you had sex. That's how it works. So I don't know how we fix this, Jason. And I know you're kind of soft, and you're in touch with your feminine side. Maybe you have an idea. I don't know how we fix it though.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'd like to say that this is my thought, and it's really not. I think the best way to really have the argument in the best way possible is something I actually heard Glenn Beck say. Because he brought up a really good point. And I could say here and say, yeah, this is a good, but it's not mine, it's Glenn's, but it's genius. Which is, if we found bacteria on Mars, the top news story would be the science crowd would shout at the top of the hill, this is the very possible indication of life on Mars. I mean, bacteria itself is living, so by definition, if we discovered that there's bacteria on Mars, that's a sign of life, right?
Right.
A little couple of cells living on another planet that's a sign of life. It's life. Look, it's life. But an 18-week-old fetus on a table with a heartbeat is not. Please explain and begin. Have someone do that. They can't.
They're going to do that. What they're going to do, though, every time is they're going to be like, the baby doesn't have consciousness, so the baby doesn't feel anything.
But the bacteria on Mars does, correct?
Yeah, of course, because the bacteria on Mars doesn't affect an agenda. There is an agenda at play. What is more important than life? What is more important than making sure women actually have real health care? They act like Republicans are like, oh, screw women and their health care, and it's really not. It's like we think women deserve better health care. It's not tied to abortion. But instead, what the left says is, you hate women, you want to take away their right to choose, you want to limit how they have sex or who they have sex with, and you don't like birth control. It's like they don't ever want to talk about what the real issue is. I don't care if women have sex or who they have sex with. I don't care if they do or don't use birth control. Really, that's their business. But once a baby is involved, the choice has been made. You don't get to make a choice anymore. Someone, all these rape people, all these people are raped, and it's always rape once you bring that point up, that, well, you already made your choice, be responsible for your choice. Well, what about people who are raped? I'm sorry, less than 2% of women, and it's horrible, but really does the baby pay the price for the rape? They don't want to have that discussion. It's all about how Republicans and the right are trying to hurt and limit women. That's all they care about, because they need women to vote for them. That's what it boils down to.
And what bothers me is the defense of it. Okay, look, abortions are bad. I get it. I understand why people are upset. Those are bad videos. But if we shut down Planned Parenthood, look how many women are going to be just distraught. They're not going to have health care. They're not going to have the care they need, so on and so forth. But we all know that 90+% of their business and their revenue is based on abortion. So I guess the question would be this. If there was a really good pizzeria in your neighborhood that was owned by a guy who kills people, do you go, I know he's a scumbag and all, but damn, his pizza's good. I'm okay with it, I guess. I mean, I'm still going to support it. I mean, I'd like to say, yeah, he's killed many of my friends and family, but dude, his lunch special is off the hook. So I'm fine with it.
You know, what it really boils down to, and I know we talked about this a little bit too, is that America has become completely immune to caring about life. I mean, life really
it's gone.
has no value.
Well, except Black Lives. Black Lives Matter.
Well, you know, the problem with that is, for some reason, when you say Black Lives Matter, that somehow says the other lives don't matter, and then cops are dying left and right.
They don't, just Black lives.
But, you know...
It is. Sam, I didn't write the rules, okay?
Fuck, because the reality is, I know you're kidding me, but the reality is that all lives matter, and just because I say all lives matter doesn't mean I think black people should get bullied or arrested or abused or killed. But the problem is when you say Black Lives Matter and then they chant, fry them like bacon, pigs in a blanket, and kill all the cops, and what's a good cop, a dead cop. When that shit is going on, they're somehow justifying the murder of, what has it been, 10 cops in the last 9 days have been killed. That's incredible, the number. And they kill so many black people a day. And I'm like, okay, so can you send me an article where a black person was getting gas and a cop snuck up on him and shot him in the back to death? You know, show me when that happened. And then they get mad and call me a racist and tell me to die in a fire. But, you know, we have no respect in our country for life. We are so just completely immune to the importance and value of it that none of it, like the abortion stuff, they only killed 2,000 babies today. Oh, well, you know, women's health.
Big whoop, right. Well, just Google Jonathan Gentry. The guy's on fire. He's amazing. And he said, how can I look at white America and say, you need to take care of your lawn when I haven't cut my grass in months? How do I do that? And the Black Lives Matter folks, we have to look at black crime in your city. If you want to be honest with yourself, you look at Chirac, you look at Bagdatimore, which is Chicago and Baltimore translated. We have Labor Day coming up. Guarantee you crime rates will surge. Homicides will be the in thing over the next 4 days. The percentages of abortions by African Americans are by far and away more than any other race. Blacks make up 13% of the population, yet 37% of the abortions are by blacks. In New York, 67% of black pregnancies end in abortion. 4 times more abortions than white teens. Black teens have abortions. So please tell me how Black Lives Matter. Let me hear that from you. And for all the people who say, well, when it comes to the idiot crazy person last week who killed 2 people on live television, when we're talking about gun control and the senseless gun crime, you know, the POTUS himself will get on his high horse, will get up there and say, well, we got to do what we got to do to save, even if it saves one life. Okay, but no one on the left will say anything about the 1.2 million babies a year in the United States that are killed from abortion. But let's take guns out of the hands of the people who can legally carry them, and let's make background checks the most expansive thing we've ever seen. So when you took NyQuil when you were 18 years old, you'll no longer have a gun, because we need to keep people safe. We need to save lives. Meanwhile, head on down to Planned Parenthood at the baby death camp. I just don't understand the hypocrisy.
The problem is, here's the thing, too, with this, is they'll talk about, you know, the gun sense idiots. Their big thing is background checks. Everybody says background checks are great. No one has a problem with that. The asshole who killed the 2 journalists passed a background check. He bought his gun legally. Your stupid laws would not have done a damn thing to keep him from killing people. He was going to hurt them no matter what. He was ready to kill them and take his own life. That's where he was. It had nothing to do with the gun. And they don't understand that it's more about the individual with the weapon. He was going to, if he didn't get a gun, he's getting a knife. If he doesn't get a knife, he's getting a hammer. It is about the intent, not the weapon.
And I'll tell you on next week's show, Sorry, Sam. On next week's show, I have done a lot of homework that I will share with you on a serious note in regards to gun crime. When you have lefty idiot friends on your Facebook page who will say, well, America clearly has this gun culture of violence, I will give you the facts that will give you all the ammo you need. That's a teaser for next week's show. But I know. But this, by the way, real quick, before we go to break, Sam, I got to ask you a question. Are you an Amazon fan? Do you shop on Amazon?
I shop on Amazon all the time.
I would too, because it frickin' rocks. And I do it all the time. But here's how I do it. And I know you do it this way too, Sam. But I think the rest of us need to do it this way. And if you're a big fan of your friends at Politainment, if you're a big fan of According to Me and Bunny, here's what you do. Bunny and me and Bunny. Okay, yeah. According to Me and Bunny. Okay, so what you do is you go to politainment.net. Go to our website. At the top of the page, there's an Amazon banner. You click on that, and it takes you to Amazon. You buy stuff like you always do. But the cool thing about doing it that way is a portion of everything you buy goes to your friends at Politainment. So shop on Amazon. Help us grow at the same time. Just go to politainment.net and check out the Amazon banner at the top of the page. You'll thank me later, trust me. And Bunny and I can maybe take some of the money and actually have a better setup so we don't have technical difficulties in the beginning of every episode.
Yeah, you are wearing pants, right? Because that was a joke. Before you go to break, you did put pants on for the show.
I did put pants on. But when we come back, I'm going to show Sam the According to Me bullshit detector. She's going to use it for the first time live on the radio, and it involves Donald Trump.
According to Me.
That's next on According to Me.
Are you conservative in a world of liberal?
Yep.
Well, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, and I'd like to invite you to tune in each Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll break down the events of the week, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So, sit back and get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio right here on K98 Talk.
Good day to you. As a distinguished gentleman, I need a serious source of news. One that doesn't waste my time when I'm enjoying my tea and crumpets.
White powdered! White powdered!
One that catches the most important stories of the day.
The poop plane.
Wasn't jet poop?
Real serious nonsense. Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, now on K98 Talk.
Gonna just move in another direction towards the classy.
We'll be classy and not say dildo.
They're completely different from shows that aren't.
And now, the According to Me and Bunny show present Logical Thoughts with Alex Jones.
To feel what the children are feeling. God almighty. Folks, we gotta get good people to stand up against these people. God. I probably shouldn't even have done this radio show today because I have this disgusted cover for how I just hate the globalists, but it's more than that. And I just get flippant and angry, but it's because deep down, folks, I can see what they're doing, and we have a responsibility to stop these globalists. Where are the men in this country? Where are the men in this world? What the hell have we become? We just offer our children up to the system with the fluoride and the water and the GMO hurting them, and we let fat perverts grab them at the airport to train them for the pedophile government.
This has been Logical Thoughts with Alex Jones.
He's the honey badger of internet radio.
Oh, the honey badgers are just crazy.
According to me.
Ew, what's that? It's mouth.
This is According to Me with Jason DeWilkins.
Welcome back to the show, folks. We are here, of course. Those of you still in the chat room, K98talk.com/chat-room. Thanks for being here. We certainly appreciate it. Okay, Sam, For those of you, and this is going to sound really bad considering for those of you who were here for the beginning of the live show, you may think that I'm not very techie as well, and you may be right based on the first 20 minutes of the show, but I typically know what I'm doing in regards to this kind of stuff. But is it safe to say, Sam, I don't want to insult you, but is it safe to say that on the tech side of things you struggle a little bit? Is that fair?
What? Are you trying to make yourself feel better because I suck at this stuff?
No. I'm just asking a question. Here's why I'm asking the question. The cool thing about you being on the show, Sam, is now the budget for our show has increased tenfold. Now we are able to afford way more than we ever were on the show because of your presence. It's really just opened up tons of revenue streams for us here on According to Me. And Bunny, so I'm really excited. So throughout the week, Bunny and I got together, and I showed her how to use the According to Me show bullshit detector. And I think she's got it. We discussed it a handful of times. I think she's good to go, at least in my opinion. So we're going to fire this up, and we're going to see if it works live on the radio. It's involving Donald Trump, so it should be pretty simple. So Sam, are you ready? Do you have everything set up on your end? Is everything coordinated? You're ready to go with this?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to fire it up. I just hope everyone's ready. We're going to fire up the mainstream media bullshit detector, and let's see what it spits out on Sam's end.
Commands recognized. Mainstream media bullshit detector activated.
You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book, and you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like? No,
I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible... The whole Bible is an incredible...
All right, Sam, are you there? Do you have the printout on your end at this point? Has it transmitted everything for you?
I got it.
You got it. Okay. So we played an audio clip, Donald Trump talking about his Bible verse or lack thereof, and it's private. He doesn't want to get into it, which I'm just curious, Sam, what does – because, I mean, we're not nearly as technologically advanced as this machine is. What does the machine say the translation of that conversation actually was?
It says, I'm rich. I'm rich. God is smart, but I'm smarter. I'm rich. I don't know what that means.
That's it? That's all it said? That's
it. I'm rich. I'm rich. God is smart, but I'm smarter. I'm rich.
Okay. Which makes sense why he wouldn't really know a Bible verse then, right?
You'd think he would, but he says God is smarter, so maybe he thinks God can help him figure out the Bible verse later because, he's always looking at higher-end smart people.
That's weird. I don't understand what's going on. That's
either, but it says I'm rich. God is smart. But
it's like the magic 8-ball. Let me see. Well, let me try another one, Sam, and see what it says on your end. You want to give this a shot one more time? It seemed to work for you.
Yeah, try it again.
All right, let's try this one more time. I'm just kind of curious your translation of this one.
The Bibles. I understand a lot of people send you Bibles. Is that true?
Well, I get sent Bibles by a lot of people.
Where are all those Bibles anyhow now?
Well, actually, we keep them in a certain place, a very, very nice place. But people send me Bibles, and, it's very interesting. I get so much mail, and because, I'm in this incredible location in Manhattan, you can't keep most of the mail you get. There's no way I would ever do anything to do negative to a Bible. So what we do is we keep all of the Bibles. I would have a fear of doing something other than very positive. So actually I store them and keep them and sometimes give them away to other people. But I do get sent a lot of Bibles.
Very interesting.
And I like that. I think that's great.
Hey, Sam, so... Oh, hold on. It's not done transmitting yet. My bad. Okay, it should have printed out on your end, Sam.
Got it.
He gets Bibles, But he finds a nice place to put them. What does the machine say?
Machine says, Megyn Kelly is a bimbo. I hate her so much. Why does she not like me? I wish Megyn Kelly liked me. But she doesn't like me, so she's a bimbo. Oh, and Bibles are good, and I'm rich, and I'm still rich, and Megyn Kelly sucks.
Wow. See?
I had no idea.
Isn't this machine amazing? And this...
It is.
It worked okay for me before, but again, because of the budget increase based on you being on the show, we've been able to really put some money into this thing.
I'm telling you, I guess he really has a thing for Megyn Kelly, and I think he's really sad that she doesn't like him very much. That's what it looks like to me, anyway.
Wow. So, on a side note, do you really believe... Now, I wonder how many Bibles the Pope gets.
Oh, jeez.
Let alone... And I'm guessing not as many as you would think. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
But Donald Trump gets Bibles all the time.
All the time.
All the time. I mean, you know. And I'm in Manhattan. You can't keep mail anywhere here, right?
I sent him one yesterday. I'm like, dude.
Did you?
It's huge. Here's the Bible. I mailed him one. I'm like, it's huge. It's for you. Yeah, I did.
In fact, everyone in the chat room this evening, everyone listening to the show, do me a favor. Send Donald Trump a Bible because he puts them in a very nice place.
And but from Bunny and Jason.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I mean, whatever you can spend. It's not going to us. It's going to Donald because people send him Bibles. And he would never do anything bad to a Bible because he has like this superstition thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because, that's what people of faith say. They believe in superstition, right? I mean, that's...
I'm superstitious. I'm Catholic, so I'm really superstitious, about the Bible. Mm-hmm.
It's just so funny with Trump humpers, I swear to God. And the thing that bothers me, what bothers me about this, the whole thing and why we played these two sound bites, and again, the machine did an incredible job, is what bothers me about Trump is the only thing people hang their hats on when it comes to Trump is he's a straight shooting, honest, no nonsense, non-PC, no BS kind of guy. He just tells you like it is and doesn't care. Well, if he tells it like it is, then he would tell you, A, what the machine told you, but he would also tell you that, I'm not a Bible guy. So I really can't recite a verse because I really don't know much about the Bible. In fact, when I go to church, I kind of go like on holidays every once in a while and stuff like that. I'm not a really big Bible guy. It doesn't mean I don't believe in Christianity and believing in defending religious freedom, which that's what a conservative does. And we all know I'm a huge conservative, right? See, that would be honesty, Donald, but you can't say that. So you do the pandering. I know people on this side really want to hear that I really am into the whole God thing, so let me make a bunch of crap up. You're nothing more than a politician, Donald. That's it.
Not a damn thing that he stands for is him. Okay, I want conservatives to vote for me, so I'm going to say immigration's a problem, we should build a wall. Yeehaw, let's build a wall. Okay, Donald, build the wall. What does that do for the visa program? We have 23 different visas in this country alone. How do you fix that? He's like, get rid of the Mexicans. It's stupid. He has no ideas. Don't get me started because then I'll go back to Twitter and there'll be 50 of his Trump lovers telling me I'm a rhino and that I wish I was as smart as Donald and other nonsense. And what kills me is, Jason, I'm pretty straightforward. I'm probably more straightforward than the Donald, to be honest with you. I am not nearly as polite as Donald is, really. So you'd think they would appreciate that I'm straightforward and that I say, he sucks balls, and that's just the reality of who he is. But no, I get complained at. He's the only one who's going to fight for this country. Don't be so mean to him, Bunny. Oh, my God, it makes me insane. Okay, I shoot straight. I get bitched at because I'm mean to Donald. He shoots straight. He's an American, and he fights. Driving me insane.
Well said.
Well, let's be honest. This is what's going on. I say, hey, guess what? He and Al Sharpton are besties, and that's true. That was a story today. Oh, but you got to make connections when you're in business. America, he's a fighter. No, he's a schmuck, and he hangs out with Al Sharpton, and he loves Hillary Clinton, and he's pro-abortion. He's very pro-choice, he's said. He is pro-tax hikes. He is pro-everything that's not conservative. But I'm the mean one when I say, he's a phony. No, Bunny, he's a fighter. America. That's what's going on in my timeline 95% of the time right now. is ridiculous. And then I get, Bunny, we really should be fighting against the left right now. Why are you picking on our people? He is not my people. He is on the left, and he can suck my balls. There, that's straight.
And Sam, here, by the way, I'm going to cue you up ready because you're good at improv. I want you to give me your best, and try to be loud here. I'm going to keep the music quiet. But typically on According to Me, before you joined, usually when I talk about Donald Trump, I play clown music, carnival music. And so I was thinking if you could do us all a favor, give me your best Donald speech. In 30 seconds, why vote for Donald with the clown music in the background? Go, Sam.
I lived in Manhattan. I grew up in Manhattan. So I grew up in New York, and life was different from me because I'm rich and I'm really smart. I went to this one school. It's really hard. It's this financial school, and I did really great at this financial school. And it was huge, and I was huge, and it was great. And I'm really rich, and I know this guy who's really smart, and I'm going to talk to this guy, and I'm going to hire this guy because I want to be president. And I'm going to be the best president God ever gave you. I'm going to create jobs because it's huge, and I'm going to build a wall because Mexicans are bad people. And I don't like them because they come in our country, they send the rapists, and they send us bad people. And I don't know what a visa is, so don't ask me that. And I don't know about the Bible, so don't ask me.
The music's over. Stop, Donald. Donald, stop, please.
Hey, wait, I'm not done. You know what? Let me finish, and you can, not your turn. So, it's huge, and I love the Bible, and God bless America, and I'm a fighter, and that's it. I'm from Manhattan.
Yes, please. And again, Donald, where do you keep your Bibles at again?
I keep my Bibles in this special place.
Yes.
It's like this unicorn place, and it's sparkly and pretty. And, the Pope gave me this box because he's a smart guy, and he's my friend, and I know the Pope because I'm rich. And he gave me this box, and I put the Bible in the box that the Pope gave me.
Yeah, but Donald, if you were sent all types of Bibles, what kind of box is this? I mean, this is like an ottoman, like a storage ottoman? Where do you put these things?
I'm rich. It's a Pope box.
Oh, it's a Pope box. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I don't sound like a Mexican girl. Mark, you're not allowed to be in the chat anymore.
I agree.
I'm doing my huge thing. I'm Italian, or I'm New Yorker. Whatever. I'm Donald.
Speaking of huge, when we come back, the top 5 douchebags of the week, the asshat of the week, and more. That's coming up next here on According to Me and Bunny.
According to Me.
This awful folk song with even more awful lyrics is about both political parties in 2016. Here we go. We the American people have known for so long, that always voting Republican is wrong. So very wrong. It's wrong. Thing is, Democrats are even wronger. This can't go on much longer. We need to be stronger. Or we'll be a goner. What in the hell are we gonna do? What the hell are we gonna do? Democrats say the other side hates the poor and wants dirty water. Ooh. They also want to take birth control from your son and your daughter. Say what? But thing is, Democrats do more to deceive us. We're tired of the line they feed us. Like demanding rights for all, except for a fetus. A fetus? That's right. What the hell are we gonna do? Because Republicans totally suck, and Democrats are nothing but a piece of poo. That's true. If it ain't Scott Walker, Rand Paul, Rubio, or Ted Cruz, or Donald Trump, shut up! Then place your votes for Jim Beam, y'all, and stock up on booze. Let me hear ya. Stock up on booze. That's right. Stock up on booze. Both parties give you the blues. Either way you lose, you better stock up on booze. It's bad news either way you choose. American people, I'm asking you, what in the hell are we gonna do?
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
If I only would have known that his show was going to be on there, I would have never invented the internet. According to me.
Common sense conservatism and ADHD. It's According to Me with Jason DeWilkins.
Oh, the chat room loves the folk song. I know they do. You all do.
Terrifying. That was terrifying. You know, you lost a person in the chat.
I did? Good. Because they don't know what real talent is.
That was so scary. I started crying. I was
Actually, truth be told, and I'm being serious here when I tell you this. Mark just said, can we just have Bernie sing next time? Actually, that's why I did it. A couple weeks ago on the show, maybe a month or so go back, I'm like, what is up with the left, like, owning bad political folk songs? Sam, have you heard these? Like, these just terrible.
I deliberately do not listen.
Oh, you have to. Besides the Bernie Sanders one, there's Elizabeth Warren songs, and there's... God, no. Oh, it's awful. And I'm like...
Life is hard enough.
Right. I mean, they're terrible. So if terrible political songs is what we need to do, well, hell, I can do that.
You did that.
I did that. Exactly. So it was done on purpose, really.
Yeah.
So it was quite good. Speaking of scary, Sam, are you ready? You have your top 5 douchebags? You better.
I do, because we're running over because we got late. Yeah.
Over schmover, it's fine. I don't think we actually started the show until 20 minutes after anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So technically we got 12 minutes left.
Hey, I know.
So we're actually ahead of schedule. Anyway, Sam,
it's scary.
Do this thing.
Well, 5 things. I have 5 douchebags. You know, we used to do 10 douchebags on my show. But now we do 5 douchebags because we have an ass hat too. And we go on and there's 2 of us talking and I thought 10, I can't go through that fast. So I have 5. We have top 5, which means they have more powerful douchebag power, right? Okay. At number 10, hello. At number 5 is Kim Davis. Do you know who Kim Davis is?
I do know who Kim Davis is, but go ahead.
I know who she is. Okay, Kim Davis is a Democrat, which kills me. She's a Democrat in Kentucky, and she is the county clerk, and her job is to sign marriage certificates. Kim has decided that she cannot sign marriage certificates for gay people because it is like putting her name on things that are evil. Even though Kim has been divorced 3 times and was pregnant with her child before she was divorced from the 3rd husband with the 4th husband. So she's a horrible person. I mean, if you're going to pick on someone's lifestyle, maybe don't have so many skeletons in your own closet. And Kim Davis is a douchebag at number 5. Mitch McConnell is at number 4. And, of course, we talked about Mitch McConnell earlier. And I think that's pretty explanatory why he's a douchebag, saying he can't defund because Obama will just veto what they do. So that makes him a douchebag at number 4. At number 3 is Fusion GPS. Do you know who Fusion GPS is?
I don't, but I'm curious for your enlightenment, ma'am. Why are they number 3?
Fusion GPS is the group that Planned Parenthood hired to analyze the videos, to give us analysis that says the videos are bad. So Planned Parenthood hired this group, paid them a great deal of money that they get probably from the government, and paid them to analyze said video to show that said video had been edited. Of course, now, if you need to know also, Fusion GPS has worked with Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, and the 2012 Obama campaign. So they're douchebags at number 3, not an independent group in the least working on that. Number 2 is the Democrats. And do you want to know, okay, Democrats always make the list anyway, but do you want to know why this week they made the list?
Sure.
Democrats have officially endorsed the Black Lives Matter group. They have officially said, we endorse their efforts. We support what they're doing. in light of all the cops being killed and being shot when they're getting gas, being gunned down, who have 4 children, Democrats came out today and officially endorsed them. So, hey, they're douchebags at number 2. And we knew that, didn't we? We knew they were douchebags anyway, but they're major douchebags at number 2. And at number 1, I have to go ahead and keep this going because Obama is really the douchebag of the week. Between naming Mount McKinley Mount Denial, he's just out there in Alaska having a good time, when cops are dying and the country is imploding and the economy is tanking. He's out going on this hike because it's always been on his bucket list to go on a hike in Alaska. So he is a douchebag at number 1. There's my 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, those are very, very good. And David in the chat room had mentioned that why is Mitch so low? Well, David, let me hook you up. It's time for this week's Asshat of the Week.
For this week's
I make fun of Mitch McConnell all the time. I say a lot of things about Mitch McConnell, and rightfully so, because he is a consistent asshat. But I think of all the Asshats of the Week I've ever done, and I've done this every episode for almost 2 years, I can tell you that I don't think I've ever actually had him the Asshat of the Week until now. And this has been talked upon earlier in the show, but I'm just going to once again emphasize on a couple of things in regards to Mitch McConnell, which is why he is the Asshat of the Week. Because what he will tell you and what he said was, like Sam said earlier, well, what do you want us to do? We don't, the president's just going to do what he wants. This is the same leader of the Senate. These are the same GOP establishment who says in 2010, hey, just give us the House and we can do things. We give them the House. Come 2012. Well, there's not much we can do when the Senate has the majority Democrats. Give us the Senate and then shit's going to go down. Okay, 2012. You get the Senate. And now what does Mitchy Mitch say? Well, until we have a Republican president, what do you want from me? Well, I'll tell you what, Mitch, what I want from you is to have a set of balls. What I want from you, Mitch, is to have a spine. What I want from you, Mitch, is to actually stand behind the things you say and your party like to pay lip service to. But you won't do that, Mitch, because you're an asshat and you're spineless. And instead of saying, hey, you know what, Obama? You may be able to veto everything we say, and that's cool, because guess what? When it comes to budgets, when it comes to this, when it comes to that, we will shut this thing down, because over my dead body will dead baby bodies be funded with Planned Parenthood and with our budget. But you won't do that, Mitch, because you want to get along, and you're part of the problem. You're part of the GOP establishment, and I loathe every second of the day that you're in charge of the Senate. And that is why, Mitch, the GOP establishment is being rejected time after time after time. And say what you want about Trump and say what you want. Look at the Iowa poll. You look at Trump, Ben Carson, and Carly Fiorina are top number 1, 2, and 3. And why is that? It's because you suck, Mitch. That's why. It's not that these people are any good. It's that people on the right are voting for anybody but a politician. And it's because of spineless douchebags like you. Mitch McConnell, congratulations. You finally, after years of trying, made this week's Asshat of the Week.
Tune in next week for another exciting installment of Asshat of the Week.
Now, before we wrap up the show, Sam, a couple things.
You really should learn to express yourself, because clearly, you're awfully shy, and you really should tell us how you feel about McConnell, because I'm worried about you holding it in.
Well, I'm very reserved, as you probably have guessed. But speaking of being reserved, hey, listen, I know you guys liked that folk song earlier. Sam, I know it's number 1, on your phone. You have it downloaded. You play it often. No. But if you want to hear that or any previous episodes of According to Me, or any previous episodes of Bunny when she had her show by herself, or last week's episode, the first ever According to Me and Bunny show, where we talked a lot of great things and you made fun of me for the lack of movies I watched, the easy way to do that is actually subscribe to the podcast. Real simple. If you go on Stitcher, if you go on Spreaker, just type in According to Me Show, click like. If you're on SoundCloud or iTunes, just type in Politainment, Polititainment. You're going to get our show, you're going to get the Stafford Voice, and you're going to get Real Serious Nonsense. Boom, right to you. On top of that, a lot of the skits, a lot of the things you hear during the commercial breaks, I put on our SoundCloud page as well. So you guys have those to be able to listen to whenever you want, share, say what you want. The folk song is the best thing that's ever been recorded. You know it and I know it. VMAs 2016 bitches, bottom line. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at ATM_show. And Sam, you know a little thing about the Twitters, don't you?
Not a thing. Nope, not a thing about them.
Well, but you have a Twitter account, correct? How could people follow you on the Twitters if you ever were on there?
If I was ever on Twitter, you can find me at PolitaBunny.
Very cool.
PolitiBunny.
Very nice. And Facebook page, facebook.com/According to Me Show. Click like. And facebook.com/GOP Bunny.
GOP thing sucks. But yeah, it's GOP Bunny on Facebook.
Yeah, it is. It is. But, like both of those pages. Also like Politainment on Facebook as well. Check out Politainment.net, the little website that could. And was this a fun show? Did you guys have fun despite the technical difficulties? I know you did.
It was fun.
I had a good time. We're going to be back next week.
Yep.
Faster than you can say furious, Sam. What do you say?
I think we'll be back, and I hope we don't have aliens in the NSA in the beginning of the show.
I hope we don't, too. We're going to figure that out. The podcast sounded great. For those of you who were with us live the entire time, smooches, mwah, love you. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back.
We owe you beer.
Yeah, we do owe you beer. In fact, I'm having one now.
Awesome.
Cheers. Good night, America.